Well, hello and welcome, stranger. My name is Kathy A, and over the course of the last 2 weeks, I have moved out of state into a new place. I've been unpacking everything, and while I really wanted to do my best of the year video in December, I'm probably really late to the show, but I have so many things I wanted to talk to you about. And for this particular video, I'm going to go over all my absolute favorite things from 2025. If you're new here, my name is Kathy A. I've been on YouTube since 2013. I've had 3 different channels actually. This is my 3rd channel, and it replaces my channel that was hacked a year and a half ago. So I'm building up again. So even though it says I started November of 2024, I actually started in February of 2013. So I have probably tried hundreds of foundations, thousands of eyeshadow palettes, and more than I can count of just about every other category. Now this year has been very different because it seems like the tide has turned on makeup, and people aren't quite as interested in rushing out to get that next new release. And there's been some controversy with some of the brands, and some of the brands have left and closed down, and so it's been an unusual year for makeup, and a lot of creators are actually either giving up or they're pleading for people to make sure they subscribe, and they're, still using their links that they get commission on. They don't get very much commission on those links, but they do get something. And a lot of people back, especially in the heyday of 2016, made YouTube their career, and things have changed a lot. Now there's a lot of other media such as TikTok and Instagram that also have creators touting, shouting, selling things, and there's just like a lot of competition for your attention. The newest craze, which I've never liked, are shorts. Shorts are very, very small, 2 minutes and under videos that repeat. They loop over and over again. I mean, if you go out to the room to make a sandwich or something, it loops over. You feel like you're going mad slowly. And I don't like them, and I love the people. I love a lot of the creators on here. I'm subscribed to over 500 people. And I watch a variety of subjects, including makeup, and a lot of the old-time people that started back when I did and earlier are still with us, and they're still trying to make their mortgage payment. And I feel for them, but I think, without sounding hoity-toity about it, I've never really made a living on YouTube. I've always had a regular job, so YouTube has always been a hobby for me. It's always been kind of fun. And I've really enjoyed the socialization of the virtual friendships I've made. Many of you have talked to on the phone. We've corresponded, sent holiday cards, and I enjoy that aspect of it. And also, I watch other creators, and I can live vicariously through their experience with products to see if they like them. So anyway, let's get on with it. The first thing I think is very important is to have skin prep, and the very first thing is make sure your face is hairless and things are tweezed. Make sure your brows are tweezed, and if there's any other stray hairs or whiskers or anything like that, if you're over 60, you know what I mean. I don't have to go into too many gross details, but these Tweezerman tweezers I think are the best because the edge can grab onto the hair. A lot of the cheaper tweezers, when you try to grab a hair with them, this slides right through, like it's not strong enough, dented enough to grasp the hair. So Tweezerman has a very good reputation for making excellent products. Even though they tend to be a little more expensive, you can use your CVS Extra Bucks or look for sales, things like that, to get the Tweezerman brand. And I did recently see it in TJ Maxx. The other thing are these we used to call them Twinkles because that was the brand that put them out and made them popular. But these are little, very kind of rough razors, and you basically go against the grain wherever you would have facial hair, under the nose, between the brows, even actually they're supposed to be technically brow razors, but you can use them in a variety of other places. And don't be freaked out thinking, well, I'm going to have a mustache or a beard if I use these, because all the hair growing in will be the same length and it'll show more. But people will shave their faces everywhere from once a month to once a week. So this is something that I think is really a great find. You can find these in TJ Maxx or Marshalls in packs of like 8 or 12 for about $5-6. They run around 50 cents each or even less. So I'd recommend grabbing a pack of these and trying it out. It's a little awkward getting used to it because it's not like a really smooth razor like you're used to using on legs and things like that. But it's kind of a rougher edge, and it exfoliates your skin, which helps it regenerate, and it also removes the hair, which will let your makeup set better on your face. For my pre-makeup skin prep, after my skincare, which is in a different video, this is what I sit down with at my makeup table. And this is the Prequel brand. This is Dr. Sam's brand. You can find this at Target if you're still shopping there. But I believe Prequel has their own website as well. This is the half and half milk toner, and this has a lot of vitamins and minerals and science stuff in it that really helps your skin not only hydrate so the makeup will sit on it better, but it also will improve your skin over time. So I've been using it. I've got about down to here. This is my second bottle of this. So I've used it a lot, and I think this is one of the best skin preps you can use before you put your makeup on. I like to put an eye primer on. Some people will use light foundation or concealer. There are eye bases, which are basically kind of a thick cream eyeshadow in a cream base, or something officially called an eye primer, and that's really just to even out discolorations, cover veins, and even out your skin, make a barrier in between your eyeshadow and your eye skin, because sometimes that can get oily if you're sweaty. It can adhere to your skin unevenly. It can crease when you open and close your eyes so often. It'll crease. It'll move the shadow into the crease. So these things help, and this is the Thank Me Later official eye primer. And this is from Elizabeth Mott, and she has a line of things as well. On Amazon you can get this very easily, and it's not very expensive, and it's very effective. Just a little dot on your finger and it will cover the area nicely. This one from Morphe, the Solo Artist series of cream eyeshadow bases. This works really nicely because it's got pigmentation in it, and it will cover your discolorations and give you a more even palette. So when you put your eyeshadow on, it will pop the colors better. They'll be more natural looking, and they'll stay longer, and that cream base will keep them from creasing in the where you're blinking your eyes, in the crease area of your eyes, and also in the beginning folds, and the folds and the corners you would generally get a lot of creasing and cracking and stuff. And this Morphe Solo Artist, this one is called Debut. Now it'll probably be a little bit of a surprise to you, the concealers that I decided to favor. Kulfi, and this was a concealer I tried this year for the first time. It is an excellent concealer, absolutely wonderful. I am going to be 68 years old in a couple months, and I have a lot of cracks and crepes, and this covered so well and did such a good job. I'm going to have to give it the top prize this year, but there was a second and third place that are tied actually for second place, and they're both from Estee Lauder. Estee Lauder has, of course, the famous Double Wear foundation, which I'll discuss in a moment. There are two different concealers, one slightly more hydrating than the other one. The other one has more coverage, it seems, for a longer period of time. So take your pick. Either one of these is excellent. The Futurist has the black cap. This is a really nice concealer. I used this alternately with the Double Wear one. Just put a dot here and a dot here just to brighten things a little bit. And I'll just use a Q-tip to bop it in there. And then my finger. Supposed to use your ring finger. It lasts all day. It is hydrating. It doesn't look dry. It doesn't crack. It's a really excellent concealer. On the other side, I will put, this is the Double Wear concealer, and this is probably the most famous concealer right now. Most people that try this, it's really hard to go back. Once you go Double Wear, it's hard to go back. It is an excellent concealer. It's probably the best because it's got that coverage, which, you know, if you have a lot of darkness on the edges of your eyes, which you get as you get older, you know, your eyes are sinking back into your head, this will cover it. It's just not as hydrating, and it can grab on to dry patches if you're not well hydrated. If you haven't really hydrated under your eyes, it may grab on, and that's why the Futurist is kind of tied with it. The Futurist doesn't have as much coverage for as long a period of time, but it's hydrating. So either one of these is a winner for me, but I think number one has to be the Kulfi in concealers. Did I have a drugstore choice? Not really. The star player of my foundation this year is an oldie but goodie, and it doesn't fall into a category because it's one of its own. I talked about this a few years ago when I first tried it. This is the Jerome Alexander Airbrush. You can get it on Amazon right now. I think it's around $19. It is an airbrush tube, plus you get the brush. And the way you use this product, you don't spray this on your face like an airbrush. There is a little rock in there. You have to shake it really well. And you have this beautiful brush that comes with it for the 19 bucks. This is the light shade. Make sure you shake it really well, at least 10 seconds. And when you spray it, you then can just press it into your skin. It gives you an airbrush look. It's beautiful. It's absolutely gorgeous. And they have a variety of shades now. They didn't used to have that same variety of shades. And you could just keep pressing it into your skin and it makes the perfect face. So this is my number one foundation of everything if I have to choose. And this is something I would wear for photos, for I'm going to lunch or something, I'm going to be face to face with somebody really close. This is undetectable on your skin and it's absolutely amazing. Double Wear. And I have two shades. I have 2N1 and 2N2. 2N2 is my summer shade and 2N1 is my winter shade. And when I use a winter shade, because it's notorious for being kind of thick and a little bit dry and patchy on some people, I do add like a drop or two of the rosehip oil to the actual foundation, and I put it on. I usually put it on with my hands, and then I will go over with a sponge, or I will press it in with my hands to make sure that it's all evenly in there and the warmth of my hand has kind of merged it with my skin. I think it looks marvelous, and you can make it look natural if you're not putting too much on. And the rosehip oil, I don't have any one brand that I would recommend over another. I've tried different ones. This is just something I found in TJ Maxx. Make sure the bottle is dark because that's important. Light can really ruin the formulation on some of these things. And speaking of color correcting, if my foundation or my concealer is too light, too orange, too dark, I will use a concealer. These are the Pro Concealers from LA Girl. And if something's too yellow, you can add a little blue. And then, of course, you can use a little bit of green in it. If you've got some red patches, you can use a little bit of the green. If you want to deepen it up, you can use the darker shade. If you want to lighten it up, you can use the white shade. I think these color correctors are an amazing thing. They're not so popular now because we just want everything ready-made, don't we? We're just, you know, we just turn on that light switch and we want that house to be furnished, right? So these really help alternate. If you've got a bad color but you like the formula, just a drop or so of these colors can really make a difference in the actual undertone and the lightness and darkness of your facial products, your concealer, your foundation, that sort of thing. For powders, there were 3 that stood out this year. My favorite of all time is the CoverGirl. This is the Instant Wrinkle Blurring Pressed Powder. This is actually a powder foundation. This will disappear on your skin if you get the right shade, and it will smooth out any kind of pores or cracks or creaks that you have. Even though it's a powder, it's absolutely amazing. I hope they never start making it. It usually comes with a little sponge that I've lost. This is about my 6th or 7th little pot of this. So this is my favorite. And I have shade 210 and I have shade 225 in that particular one. Now as far as loose powders, I like the Wet n Wild. I like the Catrice. The pink ones are kind of interesting. There's a big thing. It looks like I'm cooking something. There is a big thing now where a lot of famous face powders and makeup that includes talc in it, they're now reformulating because it has been discovered over time that talc can hurt you. And I'm not finding it inconvenient at all that they're changing the formulations because I know that the new formulations are safer. It's very costly for a company to research and do the safety testing on the talc that they mine. Now talc is mined closely with asbestos, is nearby where the talc rocks are. There's asbestos rocks as well, and asbestos spores can get into the talc very easily. It can cling to the rocks, and when they're processed, the talc is processed, little minuscule spores of asbestos can get into the talc. Now we're pressing it onto our face, and in general I'm not sure that that's harmful on its own, but over time some of us have been using talc products since we were 50 years ago, and what does that do over time? I don't know, but a lot of very famous products, both liquid versions that include talc and talc powders, are now being reformulated without the talc. And the problem where it's becoming a problem is that it's really hard to find a replacement for talc itself to have the same consistency and the same look on the skin and the glide that talc has. It's just a beautiful, when it's pounded down into and pulverized into a powder, talc has a beautiful smooth finish. It's really hard to find other rocks and things that will replace it. They've been using mica, which is another rock that can be smoothed down, but it has a slightly shiny finish to it, and so it's making things glowy, and people don't like that. They want the talc finish, which is more of a natural look. So they're coming up, they're trying to do treatments on things and make synthetic powders, and so they're working on it. But that's the story with loose powders. Right now, I don't really use loose powders. I found them to be very messy. I did like the L'Oreal one for a while there. When I ran out of it, I didn't replace it because I have so many other things. And honestly, with moving and everything else, financially, it hasn't been in my interest to replace a lot of things. Everything that I own, I can keep going with a lot of the makeup I have for quite a while. I'm not going to be buying a whole lot this year. I can live vicariously through other creators discussing products, and if they really like something, I'll go out and get it. But in general, I'm not really gonna spend a whole lot on makeup, and I'm hoping that you'll stay with me because I'm going to try and expand my channel out a little bit and cover other subjects and make it kind of fun. So like you're visiting with me, we're talking about makeup, of course, but we're also talking about other things. As older women, I think we have a lot more interests in life than the newest lipstick. The other kind of powder that I believe is important is a finishing powder, and this is something that goes on last. This is just the very last thing. It's usually a slightly kind of glowy, merge all the stuff together kind of a powder that you would lightly put on, maybe with you know, a larger brush. You would just want to sort of make everything cohesively go together, like it's all blended together. It's not just all these blotchy parts stuck on your face. And a finishing powder will help you kind of merge them together. This is a Wet n Wild brush, by the way. This came out one of their special editions, and I really love it. Yeah, this is Morphe, and this is the Cloud Light Soft Glow Veil Cloud Light in Dawn. This is vanilla with balancing pink. And this is I feel that it's a finishing powder because there's a little bit of a glowiness there. Maybe this has got the mica, I don't know. But this is from Morphe. Morphe really stepped up their game this year. I have a lot of Morphe products in my list. Moving on to blushes. This one I tried late, and this was a November edition, and this is the Cloudtopia. And I did talk about this in my November faves and flops. This is the Cloudtopia blush. I have 3 shades of it. I really like this. This is a very potent, very, very nice. You tap your finger in, and it gives you a ton of color with just a little bit of effort. This lasts all day. This stays all day. And when I was working, which was right up till December 19th, was my last day of working. I'm retired now. I wore this on my last day, and through tears and everything else, this lasted so well. This Cloudtopia, this particular shade is my favorite. Let me just see what this one is. This is Coral Illusion, and this slightly deeper one, this is called Solar Serenity. And then this berry colored one is called Dreamy Dawn. So those 3 colors, I think between the 3 of them, I'm absolutely loving them as a cream blush. But my favorite cream blush this year has been the Rare Beauty, and this has been an amazing, I think this works better than the Cloudtopias because of its longevity. It's called Hope, and it's absolutely beautiful. It's a perfect shade. It's the shade I was wearing at the beginning of the video before I started adding things. This is Hope from Rare Beauty, and I do like her. I like to support her and her channel. For powder blushes, there really are only 2 powder blushes, and these are both kind of higher end. This is Laura Mercier, and this is an unusual shade. It's called Chai. I wore this all summer and all autumn and early winter. This is one of those kind of bronzer shades where it's got a mirror too. It's got kind of a blush and a bronzer built in together, so you can use it just for a very healthy sort of look to your face. Absolutely beautiful. It's called Chai from Laura Mercier. And then this one is, and this other one is Tea Rose number 8 from Elizabeth Arden. Ooh, fancy, fancy. I actually found this one at a TJ Maxx. It was still somewhat expensive, but it's a beautiful, beautiful all-purpose neutral blush. This one has a slight glow to it, and it just gives your skin such a fresh and dewy look. Really, really pretty. Tea Rose number 8 from Elizabeth Arden. So there were no powder blushes, I feel, that rated high enough for me to talk about them. But there were some highlighters. The W7 Highlight Palette, which I got in the Five Below store of all places. This is the perfect highlight palette. This is my favorite of the year. The reason I love it is you've got a deeper colorful shade, you've got a warm shade, you've got a light shade, whatever kind of highlight you want. You can vary this to your outfits, to your color schemes, to the season. This is an amazing product. It doesn't have glitter in it. It is just a very light, shimmery, beautiful highlight. It's absolutely wonderful, and it's $5. This is one of the most amazing deals today that I have. Coming in close second, this is an oldie but goodie. I had to actually paint some nail polish on the lid so I knew which one to pull up, you know, because this is the Ofra highlighter. This is Milk and Cookies from Ofra. We all remember Ofra from 2016, 2017. This was all the rage, you know. And Ofra did work with different creators and stuff and had special releases and stuff. And I love this particular one. Again, you can go with a deeper, more, I would say more of an oil painting look, or you can go much lighter. So there's like two variants, and I really like this idea, as well as, because of the price point, I like this. And there's also a little bit more variant. There's a pink in here. This one is more on the warm side. So you've got your golden and you've got your kind of whitish highlight here. Subtle, both have mirrors. This one is beautiful. For bronzers, I was using the Milani Cream Bronzer in, I think it was number 2, Sunlight, I want to say, no? I ran out of it, and because I had other bronzers, I did not replace it. The number 1 probably is the Infallible from L'Oreal. This is shade 250, Light Fair, and this is what I'm wearing today. This is a really pretty, very, very light, just to give you a little warmth to your skin. This is the perfect winter bronzer, because we don't really want to look like we just came back from Florida. We want to just look like our skin has some life to it, and that we haven't gone beyond to the other realm yet. This is the Infallible 24-Hour Bronzer from L'Oreal, and it's absolutely amazing, wonderful, steadfast. Over the last few years I've been using it. Other things have pushed it out, I think because of fancy packaging, or, you know, it was my mood, or it was new that year, I don't know. And this is worth a mention because it's so cool. This is W7, which a lot of the CVS's have a W7 end cap, or you can get this online. You can get this on Amazon. This is the Hollywood Bronze and Glow. Of course, it is a takeoff on the Film Star Bronze and Glow from Charlotte Tilbury. This is a beautiful copy of that. Why is it we're not supposed to say dupe anymore? Is that a word that we're not supposed to say? I don't know. I'm not monetized, so I don't care, really. But it is pretty close. The highlighter is a beautiful, natural-looking glow, and the bronzer is a perfect shade for, I would say, winter, spring, and absolutely it's like $4 or $5. It's really a great deal, and it's worth mentioning here. So. The brushes I've been using, these are Real Techniques, and I think as a whole, for variety between the eyeshadow brushes and the contour and blush brushes and the face brushes, these are just the best. I think then they're in the drugstore. You can get them really cheaply. You don't have to spend $50 for a brush. As much as I love the creators who are putting out brushes right now, I don't have the budget or the interest to spend that much money on something when I have something from the drugstore that is just as effective. For $5.99 you can get this and 2 other brushes at the TJ Maxx. So why would I want to spend $50 or $100 on a set of 5 brushes when I have this? And they last over years. I have some of my brushes have lasted since I started doing YouTube. So yeah, I don't want to hear it. And I don't mean to throw shade at those creators who have made brushes, because I'm sure that they're made of high quality dead animal fur, and you know, so have at it. Moving into eyeshadows. I have to mention Morphe because they really did a good job this year with their eyeshadow palettes. I think they rival high-end, and they are kind of, I guess they're drugstore priced. They're right in the middle there between drugstore and high-end, but they tend to be more towards the drugstore. This one is Flickering Sands is the name of this one. This is one of the larger palettes that came out with this year. And then the smaller ones, I really like this one. This is Rich Bitch or something. What is this? Rich Glitch. I like my name better. Really, really nice. I mean, these are wonderful. What a good quality makeup. And you know, seasonally, they released a seasonal palette that I actually bought. I generally don't like to buy a Christmas palette because if you like it, you can't talk about it because they don't have it anymore. But if this is still available, it is worth getting. This is the Morphe Naughty palette, and this has beautiful, like, berry tones, and it's got some shimmers in there. Absolutely beautiful palette. It's got a mirror. I really like this, and it's a holiday palette. Beautiful packaging. I enjoy it. I know I'm going to use it. Even though it's a holiday palette, I'm still going to use it, and I do recommend it. If you do see it, or if it's on sale by now, it might be on sale, that would be worth picking up. As far as a general basic all-around neutral palette, I've been using this a lot this year. This is the NYX Ultimate Warm Neutrals. This is an oldie but goodie also. And you know, just because something new came out this year doesn't mean I'm not going to use things that came out the year or two before that I used and loved. I really love this, and I use it. And it's like, there's a lot of near pan indentations here because I use this all the time. So this would probably win my neutral palette of the year. And my all-around color palette, as once again, and I know you probably hate me for this. This is the You Can Be off of Amazon. It's usually between $10 and $14 for this palette. It is a multi-color palette. These silver empty trays that are in here were glitter eyeshadows, and I refuse to wear glitter anymore ever since I had that eye infection from the glitter. So I just scraped them all out. And they are no longer there. But you've got, if you look at this across, you know, you've got across the top here your neutrals, then you've got your orange, burnt oranges, you've got your pinks and reds, you've got your yellows, your greens, your purples, your blues, and then neons down here. I mean, that's just, it's an amazing, any color I need, I can go here and get it. And I did do some of my colors in my eyes today using in the blue row here. But I mean, I can use all of these neutrals for my basic everyday eye. You can get just this palette and you can be just fine, because there are shimmers here and there are mattes, and there's enough of a variety that you don't need to get another palette. This is perfect. But we're just creatures of habit, aren't we? And we love to buy things. Some of the other palettes from You Can Be that I like, this is the Supreme Solitude, which is a beautiful, I used it last summer into autumn. I thought this had some beautiful colors, especially the greens in here. And then this one was my spring palette last year, spring and summer, and this is the Fluorescence, which was very muted summer shades, which I used in the summer. And again, you've got shimmers and mattes. These are all from You Can Be. They were under $10, and this one, again, I think I got it for $14, and it came with a set of cheap brushes, which I used actually to touch up paint in my house. So anyway, this is my #1 big palette, and I know it's crazy. I did want to, as honorable mention, bring up the fact that they had released palettes for the holidays, like Halloween especially. Halloween is one of those times of year when they release things, and I have to mention this NYX Wednesday palette. Now this was originally touted as a face palette. This was released in Halloween for the Wednesday collection. If you see it anywhere, pick it up, because what you can do with this is you've got your basic eye makeup right here, and you've got, you know, your powder, your, you know, light contour, heavier contour. You can use this as a deepening agent, but as eyeshadows, these are wonderful. What a wonderful little palette. Now these were a little pricey though. I think they were around $12. So that was a little high for NYX, but it was from the Wednesday collection, and it was touted as a face palette, but believe me, you can use it as an eyeshadow palette in a pinch, and you've got all that eyeshadow, plus you've got the face powders in this. It's a 2-for-1. Wet n Wild put out their Fantasy Makers. Usually they come out with these in late August just for the holidays, and they put them usually in the Halloween section of the drugstore. I really liked this one, and this was called Poisoned Forest, and this was the 2025 release. I still use these shadows. They're absolutely wonderful. The quality is there. There's shimmers here, the greens, the reds. These are things you can use any time of the year. So don't put your nose up on the fact that it says Fantasy Makers and they put it out at Halloween. You can use this all year long. And if you see it, if it's on sale or in there, you know, they have their clearance section or whatever. If you see this, pick this one up, the Poison Forest, because it's beautiful. At Walmart, they had Profusions. This is the section for Harry Potter. I didn't get any of the lipsticks or the blushes or anything, but I did like this particular. I tied this up because it kept flopping down and opening on me. Let me just open this up so you can see the little pull-out that they had. These pull-outs on these eyeshadow palettes can be very annoying. If you're actually using the eyeshadow palette, I don't collect palettes for their collectability, because it's a hygiene product. It's like collecting toilet paper, you know? It's not a collectible, and I see people with drawers and drawers and drawers of things. Okay, so this is really cute because it opens up and you see the school. And if you push the button, it lights up. See, it lights up. Yeah, really cute. So then every time you open this up, you get this really nice mirror. But again, the colors here are so nice, and the quality of this palette is surprisingly good. But you've got your nice cool blues, greens, and there are a couple duochromes in here. There's one glitter. I only let it stay there because it was the integrity of the palette. I was thinking of giving it away. And I won't use this glitter. But all the rest of this palette is very usable, very beautiful. And that was the Harry Potter, which I think they still have in Walmart. You'll find it in some of the places in Walmart. So those were the holiday things I thought were good. For traveling, this is still, and maybe for the last 6-7 years, I've been using this for travel. This is if I'm staying overnight somewhere. I have the eyeshadow palette, I have the face palette. This is from Rude Cosmetics. It's called New York Times Square palette. They also have one for Nude Orleans, which I didn't like as much. This one is perfect, all-purpose, in an emergency, overnight stay somewhere. So this is a beautiful palette for face and eyes. Moving on to liner. L'Oreal came out with these this year, these liners that they're cold, and they're absolutely beautiful. I am wearing both of them today, and I will show you how I put them on. But They're absolutely beautiful. There's a coldness of the, I don't know how they did that, but there's a coldness to them. L'Oreal put these out. These are an actual 2025 release, so they do fall in the category. Les Shadow Sticks, they're called. And I got the dark green one and the kind of goldy, shimmery one. What is that called? Let me have a look here. Twilight Emerald and Celestial Taupe. So Celestial Taupe is what I have under my eyes, and I have the green above. And then I put my third favorite liner, which is from Essence. These Play and Stay liners from Essence are so, I mean, that's what this color is. This beautiful kind of purpley color. That's the Stay and Play. Stay and Play. Really beautiful. As far as under eyes go, you know, when you do this under eye thing under your lashes to line underneath your lashes, this I got at Sephora during their sale. It was a free gift, believe it or not. Well, not a free gift. I had to pay 100 points for it. And this is the Makeup Forever Aqua Resist Color Pencil in black. And I actually went to the sale twice, and I got the same thing 2 times because I love this so much. I do put it on underneath my lashes to kind of define my lashes without lining over the top and losing my lid space. These are great. Makeup Forever's pencils are just outstanding. For liquid liner, what I did my wing with, and I think which is an outstanding liner, is from Wet n Wild. Go figure, Wet n Wild. And I've tried so many liners that are expensive. This is the Ultra Black Breakup Proof Waterproof Liquid Eyeliner. Perfect for a wing, and it lasts long. It lasts a long time. Love you long time. This is beautiful. For brows, I have 2 products for brows. One's drugstore and one is higher end. This is Rare Beauty's brow pencil. The colors are just so natural. It fills in my eyebrows so well, and I'm wearing it today. There is a spoolie at the other end, which is really nice to brush through. And then this is new to me this year. Absolutely wonderful. This is from Almay, of all places. Almay. I wish they had a slightly lighter shade. This is the lightest shade. This is the Brow Styler from Almay. And this is light brown, number 10. And it looks like a mascara almost. But I do put it in my brows, and it really holds them stiff up, and it makes a beautiful, like, beginning. You know, we have those, like, little individual lines, things going on in our brows this year. Everybody's doing that. It's wonderful. And I think they give my eyebrows a lot of life, where I never paid attention to my eyebrows. Because, you know, of course, if you're in my generation, you remember in the 70s, if you didn't tweeze out all of your eyebrows and make just a thin little line like Greta Garbo, like you're in a 1930s movie, if you didn't do that, you were considered quite unkempt. It was almost an unhygienic thing, and people would like look at you like, you need to fix yourself, you know, if you didn't have a thin little line for eyebrows. So with that mindset, you know, I've slowly come across into the real world, and I have allowed my brows to grow back out, and I'm getting used to it. And I actually framed the face nicely, whereas I wanted to look sophisticated and wonderful when I was younger. Now I want to look younger. You know, so, well, maybe not younger is not the right word, just better. I want to look better, okay? Better is better than saying younger. And so now I like the brows now. But I tell you, the person that I was in 1976 would have looked at this and gone, oh my God, you know, get the tweezers. But I think the only short I can watch is Isabel. talking. You know, she's the one that has the honey beige. She used to wear honey beige from MAC, the dark makeup. I can watch her shorts all day long because she's talking to her younger self about makeup, and they're both putting on makeup, and her younger self was the typical teenager in 2000, and you know, myth, you know, from MAC, and you know, just it's just so cute. I love watching that. I don't know why that came up, but anyway. Mascara. This is the faux lashes from Profusion. This I have bought now. This is my third backup, but this is my second one. I went through the first one. I use it every day. This is a $3.98 mascara. You can get it at Walmart. You can get it online. It is a magnificent mascara. I'm wearing it today. I'm not wearing any false lashes. I'm just wearing this mascara. Beautiful packaging, nice formulation, goes on so well. I have the black. I didn't like the brown. I didn't think the brown was as effective. And I used to, for my lower lashes, I used to use the Lash Discovery from Maybelline because it was lighter, and I just never replaced it. I have other mascaras like the Sky High from Maybelline that I use on the lower lashes. This one happens to be a dark maroon color, which is kind of interesting. I do my lower lashes because they are invisible. They have no color whatsoever, and I don't draw dark lines all around my eyes, but I just have to do my lower lashes. I just can't go out the door without doing my lower lashes. So yeah, these are my two favorites. This beautiful faux lashes from Profusion and the Sky High from Maybelline, and I like this deeper mauvey shade. This is really nice. And the black, of course, and the Cosmic Black are fine too, but I just thought I would use those. And I do use with them, when you put them on, if they are thick and clumpy, you can use this. This is from Revlon, and I demonstrated it in my little demo of Get Ready With Me. But this is a beautiful lash separator. For some reason, the silicone works much better than these metal ones. I mean, these metal ones are popular for, you know, pushing through your lashes, but these, for some reason, work better. They capture more, they straighten it out more, and they take less off and redistribute it where it should be rather than just to take it off. And you can wash these really well. The other side has a brow definer, so you can straighten out your brows. So this is a perfect little instrument. I'm really happy I picked it up. It was just an unusual looking thing, and I picked it up. It's got covers on it, although I would wash it once a week. I would wash it. I always wash anything around my eyes or eyebrows. I always wash my brushes and things once a week. A Sunday morning ritual for me is to wash all my brushes. I don't use dirty brushes. So yeah, the Revlon, and they're calling it the Lash and Brow Styling Tool. So that is a great alternative to just this metal lash comb thing, which can freak you out if you have it coming towards you. As far as false lashes go, I do wear them for fancy events. I do wear them, and I love this particular set. This is from Ardell. This is called the Naked My Way, and it has different size lashes for different events. If you just want little clumps on the ends, if you want halves, if you want something light, if you need something heavier, it's all there in one. And I like the Ioni. This is eyelash glue. Ioni is at Dollar Tree. Ioni eyelash glue at Dollar Tree is my favorite eyelash glue. I know. I really like this Kosas one. This is the Wet. It's just called Wet Lip Oil from Kosas, and I'm not sure what color this is. There's not a lot of pigmentation in the color, This is Unbuttoned is the name of the shade, I guess if you want. I usually just use this right in the middle, and it melds really well with whatever lipstick I have on, and it's really, really nice. And I know it's a quality, clean brand. So, Kosas lip oil. I have About Face for my, this is my lip topper. Now, About Face is Halsey's brand, and I like her eye sticks a lot. I talked about them last year. They won last year for my eye sticks. This is new to me. I really like what it does to the lipstick when you put it as a topper over the lipstick. This particular shade, and it says, Such Great Heights is the name of the shade. Such Great Heights. For cream or liquid lipstick, I love this, and I've been using it quite a while. If you can find it, the LA Girl. This is the Lumi Luscious Lipstick. It's a cream lipstick. It's beautiful. It's shiny. It lasts pretty well. You do have to retouch after drinking or eating anything, but it is a beautiful shade. There's, I think, 2 or 3 shades in this. They didn't come out with a whole lot. This particular one is called Feels. This has vitamin E, argan oil, and sweet almond oil in it. So it's kind of a good for your lips type of lip cream. And it's pigmented enough to be a liquid lipstick. So this is my favorite liquid lipstick. For actual lipsticks, I've got some old favorites and new favorites. Brand new to me this year is Hung Van Gogh. He is a Vietnamese artist of the stars. He does a lot of popular movie star makeup, and he came out with his own line, carefully naming each of the products after his life, his experience, and people he cares about. So this is called Mamé, which is for his mother, whom he called Mamé. And this is a beautiful shade. It's what I'm wearing today. This is a soft, semi-matte lipstick. Really, really nice. I have another shade too. I think it's rose, something rose, rosy something. But I really like this one. It's got a beautiful case. You've got that magnetized thing going on. All of his products are housed and cased in this beautiful red luxe packaging. It was a bad time to launch a new line at Sephora, but I did happen to pick some things up during the sale. He has a lot of eyeshadow palettes. I can't say I was as crazy about them. I still say I think Morphe eyeshadow palettes are better, so I can't really recommend spending the extra money for his eyeshadow palettes, but I did love the lipsticks, and I do have lip liner too from him, but I thought it was very creamy, and so it didn't really hold as well as I wanted it to, so I couldn't recommend that in this particular thing. But I did like the lipstick itself. I thought these soft matte lipsticks are beautiful, and I'd love to see more of a color range there. For tube lipsticks, these are oldies but goodies, but I use them all year long. I went back and picked up another one of my In Love with Olivia's from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the one with its own little sarcophagus coffin. This is the perfect neutral muted shade. I love this lipstick, the formulation, the packaging, everything about it. This is a wonderful lipstick, and I'm not going to apologize for buying Charlotte Tilbury. This is an oldie but goodie for me. Revlon's Peach Me was the color I wore the most summer and autumn. This is just a beautiful warm-toned nude. And then Cream Cup from MAC. I use this in the center or to tone down a lipstick that was too dark or too bright. I would tone it down with the Cream Cup. I didn't wear this on its own. So that's the lip products. As far as lip liners go, there was several I really liked. new this year was the Morphe one, and this one is Junior Sweet from Morphe. This is a beautiful, like, base lips. You can actually use this on your whole lip as a base and then put any lipstick over the top. It holds it in, and it's a great one. I love this one a lot. This is from Morphe. From LA Girl, this is Blushing, which is, I guess this went viral. This is kind of the perfect lip shade for most people. And it's called Blushing from LA Girl. That formulation lasts all day long. Charlotte Tilbury, this is Iconic Nude. This is what I'm wearing today as my lip liner. And this is just can't be beat. For my setting spray, the one size, this is the Powder Melt one. This gives you a beautiful, cohesive, and dewy look. It does dry down nicely. Second, and this is the Hard Candy Grip-On Lock. This one is the hydrating version from Hard Candy. Hard Candy used to be a high-end brand. It was sold in Nordy's. I mean, you could find this in nicer stores. They made a deal with Walmart, and I don't know if that was good or bad for them, but this Grip-On Lock is beautiful. The mister is nice. It's a very, very light, beautiful mist. It's hydrating. This, I'd say, is rivaling this for top place. Price-wise, of course, this is only about, $7 or $8, and this is a little more expensive than that. So if you have the budget, this is great. If you don't have the budget, this is worth checking out for the hydrating part. As far as really intense day, you need your makeup to stay on for hours for an event, or if you're going to a place with no air conditioning, or if you're going to somewhere where you really need your makeup to stay for a couple of hours. The drugstore version is L'Oreal Infallible. This is the 3-second setting mist, and this lasts 30 hours. Is it 30 or 36 hours? 36 hours if it matters. I've never tested the 36-hour thing out. I have tested 12, 13 hours. This works nicely. Hold your breath. Spray it. Keep holding your breath. Use a fan, use a nice fan. These are great from the Dollar Tree. Hold your breath. And then you can breathe in, because it is a strong hairspray for your face. It works really well to hold your makeup on. It is kind of a copycat, dare I say dupe, of the one size all night spray, which holds your makeup on. Now the cost of this is much higher than this, but this works nicer, has a better scent to it. I'd rather support this guy than them, but this is a more cost-effective setting spray. For nails, fake nails, I just buy whatever's pretty and on sale, and then I use the Ioni nail glue. This is beautiful. I don't wear fake nails all that often because I'm always doing projects and things, and I can't wear fake nails for the projects that I do. So, but the Ioni nail glue, and then whatever you can find. I think I found these in TJ Maxx. Beautiful. I was going to wear them to a party that I never attended. For nail polishes, if you're polishing your own, Revlon. Revlon has the most beautiful nail polishes ever. They've had nail polishes for a long time, and nail polishes were invented, I think, in the early 1930s. They were originally car varnish and made out of like the same stuff they make car varnish out of. And it probably not too far off, some of them that smell so bad. But these Revlon ones are wonderful. I especially like this rose one. Peak Rose. This is my favorite from the Revlon. But they do have a lot of colors. And Revlon puts their nail polishes at the very bottom of their display. They're along the very bottom, and they have dust and everything on them. But it's worth checking out. If you have access to a Ocean State job lot or one of those lot places where they do I don't know, train wreck stuff or whatever. They get off brands. This is called Cosmic Colors, and these nail polishes, it's Cosmic spelled with a K. These are wonderful nail polishes. If you see them on Amazon, it's worth picking them up. They're beautiful colors. They last a long time. I'm wearing them now. I absolutely love the Cosmic Colors. Perfume. I got into perfume this year. I don't know why, but Middle Eastern perfumes really fascinate me, and I've been studying about oud and other ingredients. And this one is called Khamra. And just in the presentation of these perfumes, just the presentation, you know, this is a $20 perfume, but look, it's just like $1,000,000 the way it's presented. It's just so beautiful. And look at the crystal glass container. The top is beautiful. I mean, just, I'm absolutely loving it. This particular scent, Khamra, absolutely wonderful. If you see it anywhere, it's worth getting. You can get this on Amazon. Makes a great gift, and I'm going to be doing a perfume special where I discuss different attributes of perfumes and things, but I've really been getting into the Middle Eastern perfumes. They're less expensive. They're just as good, if not better, than the traditional perfumes we're used to seeing when we go into the stores in America here. But this, oh my goodness, just beautiful. Just the presentation of something like that. It looks so much more spendy than it is. I really like that. For cheap American perfumes, this one's online. It's called So, and I believe this is called Vanilla. Let me just have a look here. This was a big surprise. This is a body mist called Vanilla, and I don't know, it's under $10. And it's wonderful. It lasts all day. It lasts better. I like it better than Vanilla Skin, and I have Vanilla Skin. This is great. So if you see this on Amazon, you can trust that it's got some good scents and they last a long time. I don't know what they did that's different than other people, but it's called So. And this is the Vanilla Body Mist. For traditional perfumes that you find, I really like the YSL Libre or Libre. And my old tried and true, every springtime, I can't resist the Seven Virtues. This is Blackberry Lily. Absolutely wonderful. For hand spray, hand sanitizer, this is a scent too. I like the Wish brand. You can find these in Five Below, and this is the Pineapple Dream. Pineapple Dream. I think they also have these in Burlington stores. So look for the Pineapple Dream. It's very, very pineapple-y. This is wonderful in the summertime. Usually after I pump gas, I like to spray my hands with something because I just, God knows, you know, people holding that gas pump thing. I don't want to think about it too much, but I spray my hand before I touch the thing, and then I spray it again after. And as soon as I'm able to, I will wash my hands. Yeah, so as far as other perfumes, I think that pretty much does it. So, happy 2026. I hope this has been fun for you and educational. If I forgot anything, I'll probably cover it in another video, and I'll be able to make more videos, which I'm really excited about, and I hope you'll enjoy and come back and visit me again. I wish all of you a happy and successful 2026. And we'll see you in the next video. Take care. Toodles.